lesson on footwork. How do we practice footwork when you're at home, not with a partner? Maybe you've got a heavy back or some other type of target like a bob or something like that, or none at all. Then you just imagine an opponent or a target and you work from there. But you need to build things up. And it's important that from the beginning onwards, with everything you practice, you are really focused on good form. Don't rush things, but make sure that you get the movements correctly and that those slowly become ingrained. And that's exactly what the problem is. If you do it wrong from the beginning onwards and not correctly, that becomes ingrained and it's very difficult to unlearn. So let's have a look at how we would do a footwork session. Now normally you could warm up a little bit, or you can use the footwork as warming up. But most important in JKD's footwork is that we are working from our on-guard fighting stance. Now we know by now what that looks like. But that is our base. Everything revolves around that base, returns to that base, and in fact footwork moves that base. So in our on-guard position, if I were to start off working my footwork, you could start off with simple basic steps like a step and slide. Step backwards, step forward and backwards, or maybe two, and back again, step to the left, step to the right, and play with it, maybe pivot, either direction, small steps, and it doesn't need to be more intense like I'm demonstrating it now to begin with, just to get the feel. Okay, once you get that down and you can move with that a little bit fluid, starting incorporating more of your upper body. That doesn't necessarily, the upper body needs to be relaxed, but ready. So good positioning of the hand. You can move them a little bit, but don't flare them all over the place. You need to stay in your ready stance, so you can move with economy and nothing is strenuous. When you're moving around footwork like that, you basically have an engine that's idling. You're not putting the foot down and revving the engine. That happens when you execute an attacking movement, for example. So footwork combinations could be like a step and slide, follow up with a push shuffle, and executing a straight lead or a jab at the same time. So you could do push step, poof, straight in, followed with a punch, move back. You could do small step slides with a quick advance and retreat, or the shuffle step as it's called. You could use a pendulum, execute a kick, or at least the beginning of the kick. There's a problem with working without a target is if you go too strenuous, there is the risk of overextending and maybe injuring a ligament. So always hold back a little bit. Not too much, don't be all cramped. Extend out, but don't go bam and really stretch everything out. But end up that position. Small steps, sideways, pivots, kick, punch, cross. At that time, hold your positioning properly. When you feel like you start making small mistakes, slow it right down and build it back up again. Make those habits